What's going on, everybody? So I just finished getting ready, minus putting my fragrance on, and I'm still waiting for my wife to finish getting ready. We're going to go have a wonderful evening, have some drinks, have a nice dinner, and I figured now was a great time to bring you my 7 personal favorite choices for fall 2021 when it comes to dates and evenings. So stay tuned. So the first two are the two I was torn between to wear tonight. And the one that ultimately won is the new BLEU ELECTRIQUE in the La Nuit de l'Homme line from YSL. Now the reason being that it won, what gave it the edge, is I needed to shave. So I just took a shower and I just shaved. And I was trying to decide what would not clash with the other choice that I was going with, which was my original choice. And I saw my Sandpiper shave set from Sterling Soap Company, and for those of you that are into wet shaving, you know that's their take on La Nuit de l'Homme. So I went ahead and just shaved with that. So I have the aftershave splash on right now, and I actually have not applied the fragrance just yet. Give myself 3 sprays, and then I'll spray one on my chest after I'm done recording this video. But why this instead of the original La Nuit de l'Homme? Well, this basically takes that original La Nuit de l'Homme DNA and made it a lot richer and a bit more potent. In my first impressions video, it was screaming off the test strip, so I assumed it would be beast mode. Now, while it's not really a beast mode fragrance, now that I've had a little bit of time with it, it's definitely much stronger, much more potent, and like I said, much richer than the original La Nuit de l'Homme. Almost the exact same scent profile, very subtle differences. I would say this is a bit more aromatic, not quite as powdery, but still just as sweet, spicy, and seductive as you remember La Nuit de l'Homme to be. So honestly, if you can get your hands on this for a great price and you want a little bit stronger version of La Nuit de l'Homme, this is the way to go instead of hunting down and spending God knows how much on resale prices on older batches of La Nuit de l'Homme. So what I'm going with tonight, as you can see by the sprays, BLEU ELECTRIQUE, the newest flanker in the La Nuit de l'Homme line. So the next fragrance in this video was actually my original choice for this evening's activities, and it's automatically going to be next in line for the next time we go to dinner. It's one I have not spent a ton of time with, and it's kind of sad that I haven't because it's just such a sexy scent. It really is. I sprayed it on my arm and wore it last night before bed. Wife loves the way it smells. It is KAJAL Perfumes. This is WARDE, the namesake for its own collection. This has some absinthe, some piney green notes, a lot of florals. It makes for a green, boozy, fresh fragrance that has this deep seduction. There's some jasmine that's kind of a deeper jasmine. It's a little bit darker, and I'm sure that's attributed to some of the other florals that are in here. There's a little bit of black currant, adds that darker, tart fruitiness up top that kind of hangs around for several hours. It does have a sexy, seductive type of smell to it. Not overly masculine, but definitely not one that leans real feminine either, though marketed as unisex, and I'm sure anybody can wear it. Personally, it strikes me as just a fantastic evening out type of scent, especially in the cooler months. Early fall, like I'm going into tonight, it's going to be lows are in the 40s. Right now, it's like high 59, I believe. 59, 58, high 50s currently. Lovely weather outside. This is going to shine for this fall and winter type of scenarios when I go out to dinner and stuff like that. Definitely screams evening wear to me. You can get a discovery set of the WARDE collection and sample all of them, Jihan, Jury, Yasmina, and WARDE from KAJAL Perfumes. I always have a link in my descriptions, my video descriptions for them with 10% off. And I'm telling you, they have some really good offerings from the house, and I love that they have the discovery sets available for the different collections. And honestly, this is my favorite because it's the easiest to enjoy, in my opinion, from its collection. Though Yasmina's no slouch, and Jury is a sweet, beautiful fragrance, I think WARDE is the way to go. Get yourself a sample and try it. You'd be surprised how well this will work in the evenings, and it's definitely its own unique scent that doesn't smell like anything else. Again, that's KAJAL Perfumes, WARDE. Next is my personal favorite in its line. It's a flanker of a very beloved almond note line. And when I say that, some of you probably know what I mean. I'm talking about Guerlain L'Homme Ideal. This is L'Intense. So the newer versions are the clear glass. It's a, you know, darker color glass, but you can actually see through it. It's not painted glass like this. Same fragrance as far as I know. This is just an older bottle. It's deeper. It's smoky. It has a heightened leather note while still having that creamy almond in the back. You do get a hint of that cherry signature that's detectable in the original, extremely present in the eau de parfum. It's listed in the notes. And here, it's not as prominent, but you do detect it. It smells like a smoky version of the EDP. You tone down some of the sweetness, you amp up the leather, and you add a smoke accord, and you get the L'Intense flanker. My personal favorite. I have tried the Extreme. It's the only one I do not have yet. I've only smelled it on paper, so I can't pass judgment on it just yet. But of the rest of the line, which I have bottles of all of them, this is the clear-cut favorite for me, and it is definitely geared towards the fall and winter evening scenarios. Very sexy, masculine, but not too manly at the same time. It has a little bit of sweetness. It has a soft, supple leather here, and the smoke accord does, it's not an ashtray, rough and rugged type of smoke. It actually is so smooth and well blended, and it performs very well. It's not a beast. It's not too loud and in your face, but very present and does perform pretty well. And definitely a great evening fragrance that I'll be reaching for. The rest of the year, this will definitely be in the rotation for dates. That is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal L'Intense. So sometimes you want something a bit more playful, maybe not so serious, not full of leather and these darker nuances. You want a little bit sweeter, more playful fragrance. Well, 1 Million Lucky from PACO Rabanne, that's what it's best at. I love this stuff. It's just such an uplifting smell. The honey here does add a thickness to it. Like, it helps really make that aroma kind of linger in the air a bit more. It adds a thickness, though it doesn't wear too heavy. The hazelnut is kind of what it's most prominent for. The plum adds this beautiful sweetness, but the hazelnut's kind of its signature that it's known for, that kind of separates it from everything else. It does perform very well. Another one that's not a room filler, but definitely has a pretty strong trail when you walk by. So this is a head turner. This fragrance can definitely get you some positive attention. My wife loves the way this smells. This is a very delectable, gourmand, heavy fragrance that's doesn't smell too designery. And when I say that, some of you know what I mean. It's not real synthetic. It doesn't smell too overly chemical. It's not a natural smelling fragrance. Obviously, this isn't highest quality of oils. PACO Rabanne, they are geared towards mostly sweet fragrances these days, towards the modern man, or what they view the modern man to wear. And kind of rides that line of mid-level designer, but definitely no denying its ability of being a fantastic head turner. This will get some compliments, and it's great for the evenings in the fall. No doubt about it. This is where it shines the most. It's best suited for evenings in the fall. If you have a bottle, time to dust it off for the season. If you don't have a bottle, you really should try this. Now, late summer, this has kind of been my go-to. I've worn this on to 2 dinners, actually, if I remember correctly. This is probably my favorite pickup of the year. It is just such a great vanilla fragrance. I am talking about Nichané's Annie. No secret about this one. You've most likely heard about it. A lot of people love this thing, and for good reason. This is such a good fragrance. Oh, man, look, there's no boozy note here, but I find the way the benzoin comes off, it has a little bit of a boozy, cognac-y type of smell. It's a lovely, effervescent, fresh and bright vanilla up top. The vanilla maintains from start to finish. It's a very intoxicating type of aroma. Very, very sexy fragrance. I love the way this smells. Perfectly unisex. Anybody can wear this. This smells great on my wife as well. She's worn it one time, and I gotta tell you, I think I like it more on her than I do on me, and I love how it smells on me. Performance is pretty stellar in the first hour. It is loud, almost room filling off of my skin in the first hour. And then it does start to calm down with a consistent scent trail for hours and hours and hours. This is one that goes about 9-10 hours on my skin. So performance is no slouch. It's not a room filler. After an hour, it does calm down quite a bit. It does get a lot closer to the skin, but it never becomes even remotely close to a skin scent at the same time. Very consistent, strong fragrance that's not too strong. First hour is very strong, but after that, I would call it a strong fragrance that's not too strong. My favorite vanilla fragrance I've ever smelled, hands down. I've already worn it on a few date nights, and I'll be wearing it on several more. Get a sample and try this. Ooh, good Lord, it's so good. Nishane Ani. So one I got in the spring that's just too much for the summer, and now that we're into fall, I'll be pulling this out a bit more. This is from the Boss the Scent line. This is Boss the Scent Absolute. This is a 50 ml bottle. This is just a richer version of the original. So the vetiver comes off very woody, a little smoky, and then the Manenka, I don't know if it's the Manenka or what, it has this boozy type of smell to it. It's ambery warm. It's a 3-note note breakdown, but the way it's blended with the concentration, it has this boozy, sweet type of accord without being too sweet. And it has this, like I said, smoky, woody nuance, but it's not an earthy type of vetiver. It doesn't come across as earthy to me anyways, but I'm sure that's what's providing that slight smokiness that I get. Very strong woody nuance from the vetiver as well. This is a beautiful fragrance. Average, slightly above average, bordering to beast mode type of longevity on my skin. 7-8 hour range. I actually do get really good longevity out of this one. I think the worst it's ever done was like 6 or 7 hours on my skin. The few times I have worn it. Definitely not a room filler, but man, this stuff is strong. Like I said, might just be the way it reacts on my skin. I've had people tell me that they don't get near that type of performance from it. Everybody's mileage and experiences is going to be different because skin chemistry is unique for everyone. And I got to tell you, this one performs on me. This is such a good fragrance. This was a great pickup for me. So glad I got it. And probably, had I thought about it before I decided to put this video together, it could have possibly made tonight's date night because smelling in the air, it's just so intoxicating, it's making me want to wear it. It's just such a good fragrance. Dare I say better than Private Accord. And you guys know I love Private Accord. It runs a race for which one's the best Boss the Scent for sure. Really good stuff that you should check out. Again, that's Boss the Scent Absolute. And last is a channel favorite, one that I have not reached for in quite a while. And those of you that have been watching recent videos, you know going this fall and winter, I plan on reaching back in my collection and grabbing previous channel favorites of mine and wearing them more this year. And one of my personal favorites that has not gotten much love in recent memory is KIERIN NYC Nitro Noir. This is such a sexy fragrance. Does lean a little bit feminine, powdery orris in here, pink berries and patchouli, but man, such an intoxicating fragrance. Extremely unisex. Ladies can definitely wear this, but it's sweet from these pink berries that are in here, and it's got that, it's a sweet red berry. You have to smell a sweet red berry to understand exactly what that aroma is, mixed with this waxy, powdery orris, which is basically iris. It's affordable niche luxury fragrances. They're right around 80 bucks for a 50 ml. Top quality stuff, and this stuff performs. You do not need a lot of sprays with Nitro Noir. I wear 4 sprays when I wear this, and that is more than enough. It reaches out and grabs somebody, especially in that first 2 to 3 hours. This stuff is really, really strong off of my skin. And guys, if you like powdery fragrances, which it's not overly powdery, it's sweet and powdery though. The patchouli adds a little bit of a dark edge on the dry down, but it never becomes this in-your-face earthy or super creamy patchouli. It's very well done, very well blended. If you like slightly powdery sweet fragrances, get yourself a sample. They do have official samples from KIERIN NYC. This is a must try from the house, in my opinion. It is my favorite from them. Has been for a long time. And one that I'll be reaching for again this fall and winter because I haven't worn it in quite a while and it deserves some love. That's KIERIN NYC. This is Nitro Noir. Well, that is the 7 fragrances I plan on reaching for the most this fall for evenings out, dinner dates with my wife. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What are some of your personal favorites to wear to dinner in the fall? Are any of these on your radar, or do you have any of these? Were they turn-ons, turn-offs? Have you tried them? Let me know down in the comments. I always love to read that type of stuff. Until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the 7 I featured in this video and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. They smell damn good. Have a good one, guys.